for joining me for another Thursday Yoga Flow. I hope everyone has been doing wonderful. I know we're right around a month of doing this online teaching, and most of us have been homebound unless we're an essential worker. And to all the essential workers, thank you so much for everything you do. So again, how has everyone been doing? What have you been doing to keep busy? I know I've had a lot of things to do. I don't even have to think about what I need to do. I need to worry more about slowing down, and that is an active theme in my life, is just taking time to chill. And it's really funny because when I'm trying to make plans to just chill, I find myself stressing out, and it's why am I stressing out to chill? So I hope if you are like me and you need a moment or some time, whether it be 5, 30, an hour along of this yoga video, that you do take this time to kind of let your mind, let your body chill. And that is going to be the theme for this class today. And so whenever you're ready, let's make our way to a comfortable position. I like to start laying down, but you could start in a seated position, child's pose. You could even stand on your head if you wanted to, but wherever you want to start out, let's go there right now. And so as we let our bodies settle into the floor, we might start to notice an influx of thoughts. That often happens when we are still and we're not doing anything. Everything we need to do, all of the thoughts come creeping up. So we'll take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, open your mouth and just let everything go. And letting those thoughts, the to-dos, anything that is not serving us right now, send it away. And it'll be there when we finish our practice. Just take this time to enjoy the silence, enjoy doing nothing. And as our body becomes still, let's shift our focus on our breath. And drawing the energy inward. And so much we put the energy out, let's bring it back to ourselves. Nurturing our bodies with each and every single breath in. And letting go on our breath out. And finding a rhythm here, deep inhales through the nose, expanding through the lungs, through the belly. And on your exhale, slowly releasing the air to every inch of your body. And each time we take a breath in, we're reminded of how precious our life is, how precious the moment, the present, the here and the now. And on your exhale, slowly release. And on your next inhale, take your arms overhead, stretch them up nice and tall. And if you're seated or in child's pose, why don't we all come to our backs? And we'll take a nice long pencil stretch. And coming flat down on our backs, taking the hands over the head, interlacing the fingers. And pointing the fingers away from the toes, finding that connection. And creating some space in the body. And on your exhale, let's hug the knees tight into the chest. Giving ourselves a great big hug. And taking a moment of gratitude here for our bodies and for our health. And breathing in, we'll send the arms overhead, pointing the feet away from the hands. And on the exhale, we'll pull this right knee into our chest. And so taking the right knee, we'll cross it over the left side of the body. Just taking a little twist here, keeping the shoulders on the mat. And this should feel really nice in the lower back. And continuing with our deep breaths in and out. And slowly and gently, we'll take the knees back to center. And on the breath in, we'll take the legs straight. And slowly pulling the left leg up. And taking the knee into the hands. We'll gently cross it over the body. And keeping those shoulders on the mat. Maybe shutting down the eyes here and noticing how you feel. And breathing in, we'll come back to center. Hugging both knees tight into the chest, maybe rocking from side to side, giving yourself a spinal massage. Lately, I've been loving to rock back and forth. And whenever you're ready, we'll cross at the ankles, rocking up to a seated position. And getting there however is best for you. And then go ahead and take the feet into whatever variation you would like for this seat. And so they can be in butterfly, they can be out, they could be here. Let's just find a nice, comfortable position. Sitting with a nice tall spine, drawing the crown of the head up towards the ceiling, shoulders away from the ears. And we'll shut down the eyes. And focusing in back on our breath. And maybe adding some fire, some heat, practicing our Ujjayi pranayama. Our pranayama is our conscious awareness of our breath. So breathing in through the nose. We'll fill the lungs and add a constriction in the back of your throat. And using that control over the breath, the length of the exhale. And making the breath audible, sounding like an ocean wave. And on your next breath in, take your arms overhead. And the palms will come to touch, and we'll exhale the hands to the center of our chest. May our thoughts be peaceful. May our actions be guided by love. And may our practice benefit all beings everywhere. And breathing in, we'll take the arms up, nice and tall, active in the fingertips. And on your exhale, we'll take the fingers out in front of us and slowly come down to a forward fold. And we can stay right up here, that is a-okay. And gradually, gravity will pull us down, letting the head be heavy, releasing in the lower back. And taking notice of our jaw, is it tight, are we loose? And taking several deep rounds of breath here. Breathing in, we'll slowly crawl the fingertips back in front of us, unraveling the legs. We'll make our way into a tabletop position. And so for our tabletop position, our knees are stacked underneath our hips, and the hands are nice and strong into our mat, stacked underneath the shoulders, and the spine is neutral. And once we have found our foundation here, we'll start to move the spine, taking our cat and cow. Just breathing in, we'll drop the belly, lifting the gaze, lifting the tailbone. And on your exhale, we'll round in the spine, tucking our chin into our chest. And we'll release the air. Maybe shifting from side to side, doing some circles with our backs. Really warming up however feels best for you in this tabletop position. And breathing in, we'll lift the gaze and drop the belly. And on the exhale, round in your spine. Maybe gazing past the thighs and dropping the head, tucking the chin. And taking a few more rounds of these to your own breath. And whenever you're ready, we'll meet back at our neutral spine, maybe repositioning the hands and the knees. But we're just going to do a little core engaging pre-plank practice. So we'll ground the hands into the mat, lifting out of the shoulders. We'll tip the toes, engaging our core, and just hover the knees off of the mat. And holding it for a few breaths. And slowly letting the knees hit the mat. Maybe moving through cat and cow. We'll do this one more time. Again, setting up with our hands and tucking our toes and pressing through the shoulders, engaging our core. And we'll take a breath in and try to breathe during this. And we'll lift the knees. Dropping them back to the mat. We'll take the soles of the feet together, sending the knees wide. Hands extended out in front of us. We'll come down for our child's pose. And here I will say that child's pose is available to you at any time during any class. Whatever you need, whenever you need. And we'll take a few grounding breaths here and centering ourselves and regulating that flow of air in and out of the body. And whenever you're ready, we'll ground our hands down into the floor. Breathing in, we'll lift the hips, sending our bodies into an inverted V shape for our downward facing dog. And finding a position that works for you, maybe crawling the feet in, back, just figuring out what works. And so settling into this downward facing dog, we want to keep a nice straight spine. And feeling the length through our legs. Maybe we bend our knees, maybe our toes don't touch, and that's perfectly fine. And we'll take a breath in, coming up to the toes or the balls of our feet. And on the exhale, slowly pull your heels towards the back of the mat. And if your heels touch the back of the mat, that's cool. Try lifting your toes. And breathing in, we'll lift the heels coming onto our toes. And on your exhale, slowly pull the heels down. When your body's completely empty of breath, we'll take the feet to the hands and we'll hang heavy here. And the knees can be gently bent. We want to take the head down, releasing in the lower back. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows and swaying from side to side. And checking in with our face, with the jaw, releasing it. And we'll let go of our arms, rooting down into the feet. We'll take a breath in, lifting the body, lifting the chest, arms overhead. And we'll meet in our tall mountain pose. And so the feet are grounding down into the earth. Our navel is tucked into the spine, engaging these energy centers we call our bandhas, our upward lifting locks. So we have one here, here, and we're just lifting it up through the hands. And we'll take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, the right hand will come behind, left hand in front, and we'll take a twist. Active in our fingers, breathing in, sweeping the hand up. And on the exhale, the left arm will come behind and we'll tighten our arms and twisting to our full range of motion. And breathing in, both hands will come up, lift the gaze. And on your exhale, we'll open the arms wide and we'll fold in half. The knees are nice and bent. We'll take the hands and walk them over to the right side of our body. And taking a little twist here. And breath in, we'll meet at a halfway lift, flattening out through our backs. Crown of the head away from our tailbone. And on the exhale, we'll walk it over to the left side. And breathing in, we halfway lift, finding length throughout our spines. And on the exhale, we'll fold. And so planting the hands into the mat, we could step back for that plank. We could step right to downward facing dog, or we can modify our plank. Just how we were in our tabletop, using our breath here. And we'll take one vinyasa flow or add this in however many times you would like. We'll take a breath in, rocking forward, lowering halfway down, breathing in to lift the gaze and lift the chest. And on your exhale, we'll lift the hips. And pedaling out the feet, finding movement here. And on your breath in, we'll raise up to the tips of our toes. And on the exhale, we'll slowly pull the heels down. And when your body's completely empty of breath, we can walk our feet to meet our hands. Maybe we bend our knees and take a little hop. And breathing in, we halfway lift to long through our spines. And on the exhale, we'll fold. Rooting down into the feet, we breathe in, saluting the sun one more time. And on your exhale, right hand behind, left hand in front. And we'll take our twist. And breathing in, both arms will raise. And on your exhale, we'll twist to the left. And breathing in, both arms are up. Maybe we take a little back bend here. So we can push the hips towards the top of the mat. Lifting the gaze, maybe dropping the head back. Whenever you're ready, we'll open the arms wide, and on our exhale, we'll fold down. soften the knees, taking the hands and walking them over to the right side of the body. And a breath in will take us to our halfway lift. And on the exhale, we'll fold to the left side. Maybe twisting just a little bit deeper. And breathing in, we'll flatten out through the spine for our halfway lift. And on the exhale, we'll fold. And planting the hands, we can step the feet to downward dog or maybe take our vinyasa flow. But whatever you choose to do, we'll meet in our downward facing dog. So feeling nice and strong here. And we'll take a breath in and we'll send the right leg up towards the ceiling. Maybe pointing and flexing the feet, rolling out the ankle. And we'll take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, slowly pull the right knee and we'll tap the right elbow, giving it just a pause and sending it right back up. And filling our lungs, we'll take an exhale, pulling the right knee into our nose, rounding in our spine, and we'll plant the right foot at the top of our mat. Now, if this didn't work out so smoothly, that is a-okay. Practice, practice, practice. So hanging out here in our lunge, we'll turn and pivot the back heel. And breathing in, we'll raise up for our warrior one. And so in our warrior one position, the hips are squared towards the top of the mat. And the back foot is pivoted out. The arms are reaching up nice and high. And finding that regulation of our breath. And we'll fill our lungs, and on the exhale, we'll open the arms, open the hips, and we'll come into our warrior two. So our knee is stacked over our ankle. Active hands, fingertip to fingertip. The gaze can be over the middle hand. And we'll fill our lungs, taking the arms back behind our backs. Interlacing the fingers, we'll pull down with the knuckles, opening the chest. Taking a second to open the throat. Always shutting down the eyes every opportunity we get. And we'll fill our lungs, and on the exhale, we'll humble down. So maybe the right shoulder comes inside of the right knee. Maybe allowing these hands to ease off of our back. But never forcing or straining our bodies. And so slowly and gently, we'll release the hands. We'll take both hands on either side of our foot. We can step back to our downward facing dog or take our vinyasa flow. But coming back to our downward dog, taking some breaths here. And whenever you're ready, we'll breathe in, sending the left leg up nice and tall, and pointing and flexing the toes, rolling out the ankle. And on your exhale, we'll rock forward, taking that left knee into the left elbow, giving it a tap, and sending it right back up. And we'll fill our lungs, and on the exhale, the left knee will come into the nose, and we'll plant the foot at the top of the mat. And finding our stability here in this lunge, catching our breath. And we'll turn and pivot the back toes. Breathing in, we raise up for our warrior one on our left side. So again, we're squaring the hips to the top of the mat. Maybe lifting the toes to find the alignment that works in our knee. You will never look like me, and I will never look like you, and that is so special. We'll fill our lungs, and on the exhale, we'll open the arms, open the hips. And we'll come into our warrior two. We're pressing into the back pinky toe, knee over the ankle. And taking a deep breath in, we'll wrap the arms behind the back, opening the shoulders, pulling down with the knuckles. Taking a second here to open the throat. And all of the air comes into the body. And on your exhale, we'll humble down. Again, maybe the hands come away from the shoulders. Maybe they're right here on our back, whatever feels good for you. We'll release the hands, planting them on either side of the foot. We can step back for our downward dog or take our high to low plank. And whenever you meet back at your downward facing dog, we'll take a deep breath in through the nose. And open your mouth and let it all out. And breathing in, we'll take the right foot up nice and high, maybe a little bit higher than the time before. And we'll bend the knee, drawing the right ankle over to the left glute. And so we're opening our belly, stacking the hips, and taking the gaze underneath the right armpit. And breathing in, we'll take the leg long. And on your exhale, pull it through the center of your body. And we'll plant the foot at the top of the mat. Again, hanging out here for a moment. And catching our breath, finding our feeding. And on our breath in, we'll slowly raise up for our crescent lunge. So the crescent lunge is a lot like our warrior one, except our back heel is up and both sets of toes are facing the same way. Knee is stacked over the ankle, feet firm into the earth. And we'll take a breath in, and on the exhale, we'll take the arms behind us, lowering the chest, and we'll come into our lightning bolt. And pushing through the back heel, breathing in, making ourselves nice and big. And on your exhale, we'll push off the back foot, and we'll come into a front leg raise. And so maybe our foot is hovered off of the mat. If there's a wall nearby, we can totally put our hand on the wall, maybe grabbing our big toe. Lots of options here. And then this is your practice, so do what feels good for you. Do what you want to work on. And we'll take a breath in, and on the exhale, we'll swing the left foot to the side of the mat. And we'll open up our body for our star pose. And this is my favorite pose, making ourselves nice and big, sending energy from our root down through our legs and to our feet to the earth. And then from the heart, send all of that love out of your arms, through your fingertips, through the crown of your head. Let's just radiate love, positivity, health, and shutting down the eyes and coming back to that quiet place. We'll take a deep breath in, filling our lungs. And on the exhale, we'll take the peace fingers to our hip bones. And we'll hinge forward from our hips to fold in half. And so make this an active wide leg forward fold. This is the part where I say play around in your practice. There's so many options. There's always so many things to work on. We could do side lunges, middle split, arm balance, inversion. Where does your body want to go? Being super careful, never doing anything that hurts us. Maybe challenging ourselves a little bit, getting out of our comfort zone. We'll take just a few more rounds of breath here. And slowly making our way back to our wide leg forward fold. And planting the hands. We'll take a breath in to halfway lift to long through our spines. And on the exhale, we'll walk our hands over to the left foot, turning our toes, facing the opposite side of the mat, switching it up on our brains. Again, in the slow lunge, hanging out for a beat. And gently letting the back knee hit the floor. So breathing in, we'll lift up, coming into our low crescent lunge. Maybe getting a pillow or blanket to place underneath the knee if this hurts, if you have wood floors like I do. We're breathing in, sending that energy up through the fingers. The back foot is grounding down into the top of our mat. We'll take a breath in, rocking back, straightening the front leg. And on the exhale, we'll let our hearts come over our knee. And staying with a nice straight spine here. And this hamstring stretch. Maybe flexing the foot, pulling the arms back. If you would like to incorporate the splits into your practice, and this is a great time to work on them. But breathing in into these tight spaces, doing our best to sit through the discomfort. And slowly and gently easing our way back into our hamstring stretch. We'll take a breath in, and on your exhale, the left hand will come on the inside of the left foot. We'll open up our bodies for a low side angle. An active hand right out of the shoulder socket. Using our breath, engaging the thighs, engaging the glutes. We'll take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, both hands will come to the mat. We'll tip the toe up. We can step back with our left foot for our high to low plank, or simply come back into our downward facing dog. Just taking some deep, deep breaths here. Getting ready to do this all over again on the other side. And so whenever you're ready, we'll breathe in, taking the left leg up nice and tall. And we'll bend the knee to stack the hips, drawing the left foot over to the right glute. Opening up the belly, gazing underneath the left armpit. And breathing in, we'll take the leg up nice and long. And on your exhale, we'll draw the knee into the nose. And we'll plant the foot between the hands. And taking just a moment here. Rooting down into the left foot. We breathe in, lifting the body up for our crescent lunge. And so both sets of toes are facing the same way. Shoulders away from the ears, pushing through the back heel. We'll fill our lungs, and on the exhale, arms will come behind, chest will hover. And pushing through the fingertips. Breathing in, we'll lift the body, lifting the hands. Strong in our foundation, strong in our breath. And we'll fill our lungs, and on the exhale, we'll slowly come up for our front leg raise. Again, using the wall. Maybe it's a hover, maybe our knee is up, maybe we extend the foot straight. And finding something not moving to stare at will totally help us balance. And all of the air comes into the body, and on the exhale, take the right foot to the side of your mat. And open up the body for star. And feeling the energy just coursing through our veins, through these lines of energy. And we'll take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, we'll hinge forward from the hips, and we'll soften down. Again, taking another opportunity here to explore your practice, play around a little bit, dance it out if you want to. This is your time, this is your practice. And taking a few more rounds of breath here. Never rushing, but gradually making our way back into our wide leg forward fold. And breathing in, we halfway lift to long through our spines. And on your exhale, we'll walk the hands back to our right foot and turning the toes. We're back at the top of our mats. We'll gently let the left knee hit the floor. Breathing in, we lift the body, easing the hips, maybe to the top of the mat. Knee is stacked over the ankle, hands are up and open to receive. We'll take a breath in, rocking back onto the back leg. And on your exhale, we'll slowly fold over. Again, finding a variation that you would like to do, we can flex our foot, point our toes, pull the hands back. And if you took the splits on the other side, try them on this side, noticing which one is easier, if one is easier. And again, regulating that breath, regulating the thoughts. And whenever you're ready, we'll ease our way back to the hamstring stretch. And we'll take a breath in, and on your exhale, we'll soften the right leg, right hand inside of the right foot. We'll open the body for a low side angle. Maybe taking the gaze up, easing the hips forward. We'll take a big breath in, and on the exhale, both hands will come on either side of the foot. And we'll tip the toe under, and we'll step back for our last downward dog or our last high to low plank. And whenever your body's empty of breath, and we'll walk to the top of our mat. Maybe we take a hop. And breathing in, we halfway lift. And on the exhale, we'll fold. Breathing in, we lift the body, lift the gaze, active fingers. And on our exhale, why don't we heel toe the feet about hips width apart. And I'll turn to the front of my mat. And so we're gonna come down into a squat. And so if you have bad knees, let's not go any further than maybe right here, being very cautious about your body. But we'll take our feet about hips width, pointing the toes out. Breathing in, we'll lift the hands. And on the exhale, palms will come to touch. We'll slowly sink down. And so finding where it feels good for you, again, never hurting the hips or the knees. Maybe we're up on our toes, getting a pillow, a blanket to sit underneath our butts also helps a lot. Maybe just swaying from side to side, using the elbows to push the knees open. We won't be here much longer, but keep that spine nice and straight. And whenever you're ready, we'll fall onto our booties. And let's take the tops of the feet into the bottoms of the feet into the floor. Hands behind our backs. And we'll windshield wipe the legs from side to side. I moved kind of fast there, so take your time. Come back to the breath. Slow down. All very good things I am telling myself. But whenever you're ready, let's all turn to the side of the mat if you want. We'll open up our legs wide. They don't have to be super wide. Again, finding what feels good for your body. And taking a second to rock onto those hip bones, sit bones. Maybe swaying from side to side because it feels good. And we'll take a breath in, lifting the hands. And on the exhale, we'll walk it down. Again, maybe some of us are up right here, and that's perfectly fine. And some of us might get our chest flat on the floor. And we're all taking our deep breaths, letting our bodies settle into this stillness. And so a part of my practice that I struggle in is this yin part of our practice. It balances out the yang, the masculine is standing. The first part of class that we did, I am a go, 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 go type person, and it is very hard for me to sit and be still and keep those thoughts away. But they say the hardest part of your practice is the part that you need to practice most. So I always like to use this balance, the yin and the yang, in our yoga practice to have a more rounded yoga flow. And so we'll take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, slowly crawl your body up. Maybe shaking out the legs a little bit, pointing and flexing the toes. Again, we'll sit with a tall spine. Breathing in, we'll lift the hands. And on the exhale, we'll turn our shoulders towards our knee, and we'll fold over the right leg. Again, if this is uncomfortable, we can bend this left leg in. You know, we could go ahead and do that. It might help us get the shoulders over the hips. Yogi's choice. And again, using our breath to redirect those thoughts and redirect the feelings of discomfort. And we'll fill our lungs, and on your exhale, we'll crawl it up, taking the hands behind the back, and we'll switch the feet. And so if you'd like to, you can keep both legs out to a straddle. And we'll take a breath in. On the exhale, turn the chest, the shoulders over the left knee, and we'll fold down. And some of us might be right here, and this is just perfect for just getting that range of motion. And again, if you would like to bend the right leg, and so generally we do hold these yin poses for 3 to 5 minutes, allowing the connective tissue to release. And we can do our best to hold these for 3 to 5 minutes without any distractions, but let's be real. There's a lot of distractions, especially if you're home practicing, if you're listening to me talk. And we'll take a good inhale, and on your exhale, and we'll pick the body up, taking the hands behind the back, pulling those feet in, and we'll windshield wipe the legs from side to side. Whenever you're ready, we'll come down nice and long on our mats. Taking a nice big pencil stretch, seeing if we feel a little bit taller than we did before we started class. And we'll take a breath in, and on the exhale, we'll hug the knees into the body. And extending the arms out to a T, we'll stack the knees, and on our exhales, let's let the knees fall over to the right side. And shoulders grounded into the floor, taking the gaze over the left arm. Breathing in, we'll sweep the knees to center. And on your exhale, stacking the knees, we'll let them fall over to the left side. And the gaze is over the right arm. And shutting down the eyes. Relaxing the muscles of the face, the shoulders. And breathing in, the knees will come back into the body. And we'll plant the feet on the mat, knees pointed up towards the ceiling. And taking the hands down by our sides, grounding the feet into the earth, maybe drawing those shoulder blades in. We'll take a bridge pose. And so breathing in, we lift the hips, lifting with our vertebrae, taking our time to feel this. And on the exhale, slowly lower your hips. And so we'll do this bridge one more time, maybe taking a wheel if you would like. We could take a wheel by drawing the hands in by our ears, and flipping the wrists, and being super careful, never hurting ourselves, coming in and out of these poses just as easily. We'll slowly lower down, nice and gracefully, hugging the knees into the chest. And we'll extend the feet into the air. And finding a point of balance here. And ending our practice with a little inversion. And finish out your practice with any last pose your body's asking from you. You could take a shoulder stand, plow, maybe a happy baby by grabbing the bottoms of the feet and drawing the knees into the armpits and rocking from side to side. And whenever you are ready, let's make our way into rest. Laying out nice and long on our mats. And coming into our final Shavasana. Receiving the benefits from our physical practice. And letting the body release all effort, coming into a restful position. And sinking back down into the floor. And slowly start to feel your eyebrows pulling away from one another. And notice the air as it comes in through your nose. And the tongue is gently placed in the back of your mouth. And the jaw is unclenched. The shoulders are down and away from your ears. And notice the rise and fall of your chest. And the arms are relaxed. And the fingers have a slight curl to them. And the legs are heavy. And the toes are comfortably placed outward. The whole body is relaxed. And we'll take a deep breath in through the nose. And open your mouth and let it all out. And wiggle the fingers and toes, inviting life back into your body. And whenever you're ready, hug your knees into your chest and roll over to your right side. And always leading with our hearts, we'll make our way back into a seated position, hands to the center of our chest. Shanti means peace. Om Shanti to each and every one of you. Let's find some time to chill, to slow down and relax. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Namaste. Again, thank you all so much for supporting Arlington Yoga Center. There is an option to donate if you feel obligated to do so. We miss you all so much at the studio, and if you haven't ever been to the studio and you're just finding these videos, again, thank you so much for your support. Every view counts. We really put so much heart and energy into every class we teach, and I just wanted to say thank you and stay strong. We are all in this together. Have a wonderful week. Love and light.